Hi, we are Rob and Ali, sharing our passion of all things cruise and travel. We are on board the Royal Caribbean, Quantum of the Seas.
Now you may recall when we got on board we did our usual cabin tour of our balcony cabin on deck 12, number 226. This cabin right here. We've been living in this cabin for 9 days now, so what we're going to do is we're going to take you back. We're going to do a review of the cabin to see what worked, what didn't, what we liked, what we didn't like.
After 9 days of living in it.
After 9 days of living in it.
Here goes.
Okay, here we go. So,
let's get in.
Right, the access cards are a touch type, and they are great. Very easy to work.
They are great. What we also liked was that the cabin doors don't lead, they're not flush with the corridors. So the corridors are quite a nice width, but then the doors are set in, which we quite liked that. And they open
However,
out. Robert doesn't like them opening out. He hates doors opening out.
Yeah, look, if you have something in your hands, you cannot open this door.
It's true, actually. You can't kick it open and leave it open. You do almost need two of you if you're bringing something back.
Yeah, and even if you put it down on the floor, the door opens over the top of it.
Over the top of it.
So I don't like this.
Actually, we do have a little dance now when we come back into our rooms about who opens and who holds the door open, but there you go.
Right, so outward opening doors is a no for me.
So it's nice and bright when you first come in. It's kind of, the corridor is very short, so that it opens out straight away, and the mirror is straight here, so it gives that impression of being a wider room. So here is the temperature. Now this is in Fahrenheit, so this is in old money, not our new money. So it goes up to, I can't remember, 70 something and down to 68. Now there's a few things about the working this air conditioning and the lights. You do need your key card to go into the little slots here. That's very American. If any of you have been to the US, you will have found that they use that in all the hotel rooms and the cabins. That operates your lights and your air conditioning. As you see, we've used this delightful card that we just keep in it rather than our key cards.
It is a simple trigger. It doesn't work on any electronics at all. It just, you put a card in. It can be a debit card, it can be a business card. As long as it triggers that switch in there, it will switch your electrics on.
But we like to hang all our stuff, all our key cards and things by the entrance here on our little magnetic hooks. So the few things then about the temperature, so that's one of them, is as soon as you leave the room or you take out this key card, the air conditioning will go off, which is fair enough if you're out all day. You know, don't waste the electricity on air conditioning. Now the air conditioning you can control within, it's cool, it's very cool actually that you can get it to, which I quite like when I've come in out of the sun. But I don't like to come out of it that cool when I've had my shower. So it is very responsive to the temperature. But there's three switches here. One is a timer. I don't know what the middle one is, but this one here on the left, this is for the fan. And it's very difficult to read, but it says on, auto, and off. You have to put it on in order to make that work. To make the air conditioning actually work. So, and then the other point, the last point about this is that if you have a balcony door, when that door is open or if you leave it open, your air conditioning will not work. That's a point to remember. So the next thing, we'll move into the bathroom. We noted that this was quite spacious when we very first came in and I did our first review. We still stick to that. The actual shower cubicle here was nice and spacious. The door would stay open if you want it even bigger, and it didn't flood if you left that door open. The shower is powerful enough if you've got quite thick hair and you want to shampoo and condition it. It's strong enough to get that rinsed really well, which is a good point. And the temperature is quite responsive as well. And I did try, they give you a body wash and shampoo combined. I did try the body wash and shampoo. I found that very, very mild and it didn't irritate my skin at all. didn't try it on my hair, I brought my own, but certainly it was good enough for a body wash without drying out your skin.
On the shower, I'm not that tall. There are a lot of people taller than me, but I found there was plenty of room. I like this shower. It was great. There was enough room in there. It was the right height. You could move it into places and it stayed there, instead of moving around as soon as you switch the water on. I thought the shower was great. I like that shower. I enjoyed taking showers there.
The towels are lovely. They're nice and soft, and they're good drying towels. They're lovely. They're not very big, and you do only get a sort of a hand towel and one bath towel, but they will bring you more. Just ask your cabin attendant. They're happy to bring you as many towels.
We found another set under the bed in a bag, actually, so whether that's the same in all the cabins, I don't know, but certainly there's a full set spare under the bed in our cabin.
Yes, but they will bring you fresh, and they'll bring you extra. We found that there was enough room in here to store all our bags of toiletries and things, and the extra hooks were useful if you've got your hanging toiletry bags. So we found that okay.
What there wasn't in here, though, while we're talking about hooks, no washing line. There was no washing line in here to hang your swimmers out, especially if you've got children who've been in the pool all day. No hanging
nightmare
line.
for you. And if you've got a balcony, you really don't want to be hanging stuff out there. It'll be gone down the back of the ship. So we got these
We use our big magnetic hooks
here, and we did hang our swimmers up when I can reach. We hung them up like this just to dry them off, really. There we go. Now, Robert had a problem with the sink.
Yeah, the sink does not work for me. The sink absolutely does not work for me.
I'll show you why. It's tight up against here, and he found that when you were shaving with this hand, his elbow kept bumping into it, and also it's very shallow. It's perhaps half a finger depth, or maybe nearly a finger depth.
It isn't, because there is the overflow at the front.
Oh yes, that's right there.
So this is the depth of water that you get.
It's about an inch.
It's not great for shaving.
Don't know how many centimetres that is, but it's not a lot. So you couldn't get a good...
No, and because it's so close up to the wall as well, and if you don't, to get your head over the basin to rinse shaving foam and thing off, your head is tight up or bang against the mirror. If you move your head back, you splash water all over the floor. This sink just did not work for me.
No. So, however, on the plus side, the lighting is great to do your makeup for the ladies or gents, whatever takes your fancy. So that was it for the loos. Can I show my extra special little smell? I always go on about this, but you are sharing a bathroom, you see, so you do need to be considerate of each other. So I normally bring the little spray to make it nice, and I found this stuff called nil odor. It's a tiny little bottle, and it says 1 drop is enough, and you put it on. You put 1 drop on the little flannel, give it a little wave round like that. Keeps the whole area beautifully fragrance-free, odour-free, all day, constantly. That's been an absolute gem.
All day, constantly.
All day, constantly,
1
all
drop.
right.
9 days.
1 little drop lasts for days. Okay, so now on to the storage for your clothes. Initially, I was horrified when I was a tad surprised when I first came in to see the hanging space, because there was this hanging space here, quite a narrow wardrobe that had a bar here and a bar on the top, which is sort of for shirts and pants, and another one over there it's not full length, that's even like a 3/4 one. I thought, what am I going to do with all my dresses? Anyway, it's not a problem. The dresses just nicely sit in front of that other bar, so I could get my full length dresses in here, not a problem at all. It had these little baskets on the back of this door here, and again we thought, what are we going to do with our shoe carrier? Anyway, wasn't a problem. It sat over the door and I could put my little handbags and extras in those baskets. This is a godsend, and actually I have this filled with shoes and I put it in the case as it was. I just lay it in, folded it over and put my clothes on the top of it. So love this, keeps everything tidy. So that was absolutely adequate for
I think it's moved. It needs to move back. It's
moved. It shuffles with the there we go. Just shuffle it along. There we go. And there was adequate hangers. We say adequate hangers. There was sufficient hangers, but again, they will bring you more if you need more. I bring my stuff on very light hangers already done in the case, and I just hang them up. The drawers, again, we had plenty of drawer space. We weren't fighting for drawer space. I've probably already shown you that I use cubes and I live out of my cubes like this. So this was really, really easy. The fridge was cold enough for, I have my medications and things and other stuff we kept in there. I have, can you class chocolate as medication? I think I probably can. I keep my little chocolate goodies in there. Kept everything cold beautifully. And the top drawers for all our paperwork, fine. The hairdryer, that's a no-no, I'm afraid. The hairdryers that you get given in rooms and cabins are not normally terribly good, but they normally will do you. There is no nozzle on this. I've kind of gone on about it on a few of the other videos, but it's important. Bring your own hairdryer if you need to style your hair. These things that don't have any diffusers on the front will just make it wild and fluffy. Anything else we've got on the points here? It's US and European only. There aren't many of them, so you do need to bring your adapters. They don't have any on board to give you, to loan out, so you must remember to bring your own foreign adapters, and also probably bring the extra surge board if you can as well to put that in. Non-surge. And then also, as now most of us have most of our gadgets and things are on the port, USB port chargers. Bring an extra, there's one of those ones where you can plug it in and you'll have all the extra points to plug things in. I can't remember what that's called, but anyway, multi-plug-in thing.
The table moves. You can move the table. So you can use it as a standalone table if you wanted to take it out on the balcony. Have some breakfast, as we did. We'll do a separate video on the room service.
Yes. Point to note about this chair. And this is real. This is what Robert actually did. He sat back in this, he went like this, and there is no support in the back. Nearly broke his back on it, so
yeah,
don't do that. It's like, whoa.
You get the feeling that it's supposed to be a back when you can feel something against the lower back, but yeah.
Yeah, that's one to watch for. Okay, moving on. This, we thought this might have been an extra pull-out bed or a storage area. It isn't. It is actually quite a solid bed. This is very firm. If this is an extra bed in a 3 cabin, I wouldn't like to sleep on this for a week. It's very, very solid. It doesn't have a table here. That was one thing that we did miss, was having a little coffee table here for when we were just kind of sitting and relaxing. We brought a coffee back. Although we do have the balcony, you don't always want to use the balcony. The TV, so you can't see the TV from the sofa. It's not on a swivel. So the TV you can only watch in bed, which was fine for us. But if you like to watch the TV while you're just maybe having a little look at what's on, you can't do that. So this was the other wardrobe. This has got your safe in, and this again, it had plenty of room for your storage. And not a lot of room for hanging up, but Robert did bring his super duper 4-pants hanger. I still can't understand how this works, why it doesn't take up enough space, because it's still 4 pants, isn't it? But it works a treat. It actually has the 4 pants hanging vertically like this and takes up a fraction of the space. There's drawers underneath here. These are fantastic size. Again, it worked for us. All the cases went under the bed, and we have a fair number of them, so everything disappeared under the bed. And we could get access to these little shelves over the top of the bed. These weren't too high to actually use. Yeah, sometimes you find these cupboards look good, but you can't use them. We found these great to use. The rounded edges on the bed, I loved this as an addition. It seems quite a small thing to comment on, but it's fabulous. They've got curved edges so you don't bang into them, and it gives you the kind of more space to get around, to get out onto your balcony. TV, you're limited on what's on the TV. The channels that are included include the BBC News, which is great for in the morning when you're getting ready, Fox News. Then there are some channels for the kids with sort of cartoons and things on them, and there is a continuous movie channel where it's just continuous movies day and night that go on. They don't seem to repeat, which was good. And then there was the National Geographic. So that's pretty much it on the TV, but they do have pay per view, but that was expensive. I think that was about $13 or $17 or so.
They do have all the live ship, where you are, where you're going, time, shipping, all that sort of ship and weather information. You can also view your account, your onboard account, itemized, so
yes,
you can
was fabulous.
You can see every single thing that you've spent on your account
on the big screen,
television,
without having to look on your phone and trying to work out what you can see.
Yeah,
the whole bill is itemized and comes up. That was a fantastic point. Yes, thank you, Robert. That was good. The balcony was beautiful, perfect. We don't have anything negative about that. The little table, not overlooked, wasn't noisy. It was kept really clean. The our cabin steward came and cleaned all this down, including the glass, so that the glass was beautifully clear. When you're sitting down, you can see through it. And now, one of the most important things about your stateroom is it a good night's sleep in here? Well, these curtains are blackout curtains. So if you pull them across and cross them over, it is pitch black in here. You will definitely get a good night's sleep with those curtains pulled across. The bed. The beds are often contentious. People, they like them softer, harder. I found this, both of us found this bed beautiful. It's kind of hard, but not too hard, just the right hardness for us. But like on many of the cruises, you can ask for toppers if it's a little bit hard. We found it superb. The pillows, 2 generous thicknesses of pillows, and they're, look, nice big wide pillows, and really, really big and soft. The linen is beautiful, beautiful quality linen. Cool, not hard. It's really soft on the skin. Beautiful.
It is 2 beds pushed together, like quite a few of them are. I think Illuminosa was a single bed. I think that's pretty much the only one we've been on that's actually a single. It's a king size bed.
It's a king size bed.
But the 2 together sometimes can come apart, and you end up falling down the middle. These must be fastened some way, because they didn't, and you don't really notice the joint.
Yes, nobody fell down the middle of this bed. And the lighting either side was great. I found this really, really comfortable, beautiful sleep. As I say, the temperature was right, and the lighting was right, and the softness of the bed. I couldn't fault it. Wonderful. So all in all, we would say we were very, very pleased with this cabin. Very modern decor. Nothing looked tired or worn out or scuffed, and it was maintained beautifully by our cabin attendant.
Plenty of space. We've got everything in here. My only problem was the sink. The rest of them were little sort of incidentals.
Just little things that we thought we'd tell you about the continental clubs, the plugs. Just little things that we thought we'd tell you to make it better. Couldn't fault it though otherwise. Spotless, beautifully maintained. If you have enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, hit all the little bells and buttons below. Give us some feedback if you've had your experience on this cruise ship the same. Let us know your experience. If you can recommend some cabins that you've been on that you want to recommend to other people, please do. And keep in touch. We hope to meet you one day on one of these cruises. For now, bye.